Assemblers, I'm your presiding officer for this year's Tobago Day Youth Debate on Thursday, December 5th, 2024 at the Assembly Chamber at 1:30 p.m. Assemblers, did you know that an average of 1% of Tobagonians can afford housing without financial assistance? Come in or tune in live to our Facebook and YouTube pages on Thursday, December 5th at 1:30 p.m. as 9 secondary schools tackle the critical issue of housing on the island. Tobagonians, we've got you covered. Don't miss it.
You're tuned into the Now Morning Show where we are talking things Tobago through the youth, and to do that, Sophia Cooper, the Special Programs Coordinator for the Assembly Legislature, joins us via Zoom to tell us all about the Tobago Day Youth Debate happening on December 5th. Good morning, Sophia, and welcome to Now.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
An absolute necessity, because we have been having conversations to check in every so often, as this is an ongoing debate covering different topics, this time taking on housing. Give us a little bit, for those who are not up to speed, of insight as to the prep and the journey towards this particular execution.
The youth debate takes place on the 5th of December at 1:30 p.m. And it's significant that it's on a Thursday because that's when we usually have plenary sittings at the Assembly Legislature. And we wanted to replicate as close as possible the procedures that we have for a regular sitting, because Tobago Day celebrates the passage of the THA Act in 1980. So when we talk about preparing students, we're not just preparing them for a debate on the day to look great. But there's such an important significance behind why we have Tobago Day, that's part of the training. So there's 8 weeks of training, and during that time, we have a subject matter expert who came in to really drill down into the research and data concerning housing in Tobago. And then we had additional sessions on debating skills, parliamentary procedures, presentation, dress code and etiquette, so that on the day the students are better prepared to sit in the seat of representatives on December 5th.
Nice. Now, any particular reason that housing was taken as the topic for this particular debate?
We usually have a list of topics that will come up, whether by members of staff or just persons that we've asked in terms of on the ground, what do you think is important for young people to discuss? And housing came up. I must admit that it wasn't necessarily the first topic that came up, but when it did, everybody was like, okay. And then when we looked close at the issue, as you've seen in the promo video, 1% of people who live in Tobago can afford to build their own home without support, and that's a significant number. Drill down a little further, and then we look at, okay, all these students who are going to come out of school after O-levels or A-levels, where are they going to live? How are they going to live? When they start families, what happens then? Do we then continue in terms of renting and then you rent forever? Is that the solution? And these are the kinds of things we hope will come out in the debate on Thursday.
Fantastic stuff. Now, in terms of the actual persons participating, it's 9 secondary schools being represented, correct?
Correct. So there are 9 high schools in Tobago, and what we do is that we tell the schools we are going to reserve at least 1 spot for every secondary schools. But we also ask them to send as many students as they would like to the training. Because for us, it's not just about the day. You see, that 8 weeks of information, what we hope is that they will take that with them beyond the debate day. And so, yes, we have a number of schools. They have 4, they have 6. They can send any number of students to go through the training. And then there are positions that you may not necessarily be a debater. We need somebody to be the presiding officer. Somebody must be the clerk of the assembly. And so there are secretariat positions that must be filled in order for the debate to take place. So they're also learning how democracy takes place inside of a legislature. Right. And so, yes, we have all schools participating.
Now, as much as these other positions are filled, and we, of course, have the debate team, are we looking at students of a certain age or form in the case of secondary school?
We usually ask schools to choose students between 4th to 6th form. But can I tell you that some schools, they are like, listen, I have a student, I think the student can match the debate style and skill of any sixth former. And sometimes the student is in second form or third form. And so we have to allow them the opportunity to test their mettle, so to speak, even if we think, hey, you might be a little too young, but it's usually fourth to sixth form.
Nice. Start them early, man. That's good stuff. Of course, beyond the debate itself, the findings or the end result, what happens next?
We have a study tour that is an extension of the training that we provide for Tobago Day. The study tour on the Westminster system of government would take students who participated in the debate to another Commonwealth country that has devolved powers. So you have your central government, just like Trinidad and Tobago, and then you have a regional government, just like you would have on the island of Tobago. And so we've done that consistently for a number of years. What that does is that it gives students an opportunity to immerse themselves in the training that we offered. So yeah, you sit down in a classroom and you do 8 weeks, and yes, you understand. But then when you go to another country and you have to use their public transportation system, you go to one of their committee meetings or their debates. And so it feels very visceral. Like, no, you could kind of touch the information that you covered in the sessions. And then you come back home and you could compare and contrast and say, okay, these are the areas that I think I can improve. And this is beyond the day of the debate.
Fantastic stuff. Now, we know that we're going to check in after the debate and get some more insight, but persons can actually participate, at least virtually, because this will be live streamed, yes?
Correct. Now, the Tobago Day Youth Debate is on the 5th of December, but it falls within a calendar of events. So at this very moment, there's a triathlon going on. And so we have something leading up to the day of the debate. And the idea behind that is you are able to participate in person, just like you would come to the public gallery for the youth debate on Thursday, or you can tune in to our social media pages to view the sitting live, which starts at 1:30 p.m.
And in terms of the visual on screen, that QR code we can scan as well to connect and view, Sophia?
Correct. So the QR code will take you to our list of social media pages. So, if you're into Facebook, I know that's a particular age group, but you might prefer Instagram, or you just want to do a YouTube stream, no problem. So that QR code is going to take you to a page with all our social media connections.
Right, so you could pick whichever option suits you best.
That's
Makes
right.
sense.
That's right.
Well, we've got the information, we understand the significance, and we look forward to the conversations that will be derived from this debate happening on the 5th of December. It's starting at 1:30, is it, Sophia?
That's right.
All right, so that we are getting ready for the future leaders of tomorrow, giving us their perspective on things that actually pertain to all of us, not just Tobago. And for that, we say thank you very much, not just for joining us this morning, but for putting in the work, making sure that you support them towards that end, and perhaps giving us some information we could use after the 5th of December. Thank you so much for joining us, Sophia.
You're welcome, and thank you as well.
An absolute pleasure. Have a great morning. Sophia Cooper, the Special Program Coordinator of the Assembly Legislature, as the Tobago youth are getting ready to head to Parliament, if you will, debating on things that matter to us. And we will check in on them soon enough. But you need to stick around, because when we come back, we've got more right here on the Now Morning Show.